me a letter the day I graduated from college. Typewritten, Times New Roman, 12-point font. Here's $40,000 you can use for your graduate school education or a down payment on a house. You're on your own now. That confirmed everything I had previously thought. I wasn't my dad's daughter. I was his banking project. And it wasn't working out that well for him or for me. I was an artist, a free spirit, an adventurer. And he was a financial sector consultant. He restructured banking systems around the world, whatever that means. And he ran his family like another fiscal reform project. Every single month he gave me 4 spreadsheets. He showed me how much I cost him for my education, my health care, my clothes, and my allowance. The day I was born, he started mutual funds for my college education. And he told me I could go anywhere I wanted to. So I took him up on that opportunity. I mean, how many kids have the opportunity to have a free pass all the way through to college?
You know what I want to do? Great. You know what I want to do?
What's that?
I want to play a little bit different in that your dad is the greatest dude ever.
Okay.
That's how I want you to play it. Just for kicks, I want to see how this goes.
Okay.
Like that was the greatest parenting in the history of parenting.
Okay.
Okay?
So from the
Same
top?
dialogue.
From the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same dialogue. He's the greatest dad ever.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure, I'll take this. All right. So, my dad gave me a letter the day I graduated from college. Typewritten, 12-point font, Times New Roman. He told me, Marisa, here's $40,000. You can use it for a grad school education or a down payment on your house. You're on your own now. I've done everything I could. It's your life to live. That validated everything that I had thought about him. I wasn't his daughter. I was another one of his banking projects. And honestly, it just wasn't working out that well for him or for me. You see, I was this artist, this free spirit, this adventurer. And he was a financial sector consultant. He restructured banking systems around the world at a nationwide level. He's restructuring the entire continent of Africa right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I want you got a lot of fire in you, and you're little, which is great. I love how you got your feet. Right? I mean, you really take up some space for a little girl. Yeah. So let us know how big Africa is. Let us know how what this guy can do.
And if he could.
And you know what I don't want you to say? It's not working out too good for both of us.
Okay.
I want you, because that bomb's going to drop later.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. So if he could restructure the continent of Africa to make it financially stable, he could do that with his family. Every single month he presented me with 4 Excel spreadsheets. He showed me how much I was costing for my education, my health care, my clothing, and my allowance. And the day that I was born, he started a mutual fund for my college education and told me that I could go anywhere that I wanted to go. The world was my oyster, every opportunity was mine. So I took him up on it. How many kids have a free pass to the college of their choice? I worked my ass off, got perfect grades, aced all my tests, went straight to the Ivy League. And that day that I graduated, I opened that letter. He gave me $40,000 and told me he hoped that I would go and work for a well-respected institution. Because that's everything that he knew and that's what he wanted from me. But I didn't know who I was, and I didn't know what I wanted. So I crashed and burned for 10 years. I had bought hook, line, and sinker into the American dream. The idea that if I worked hard, I went to a good school, I had perfect grades in that school, my future would just unfold for
Okay,
me.
good. Stop you there. Great, right? I want you to play it more positive.
Okay.
Okay, you can't play it like that's a bad thing.
Okay.
The American dream's great.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta play.
Right, okay.
I took it all. Hook, line, sinker, American dream. I can do it. My dad told me what I should do. I did it. Okay? Then the bomb's gonna drop. But
Okay.
you're giving away the lead
Yeah.
too early.
Got it.
Okay?
Sure.
You're good.
Yeah. Okay.
You're good.
Okay.
What's your dad's name?
Paul?
Can I touch you?
Yep.
Paul what?
Murgatroyd.
How old is he?
He is 72.
So does he give you hugs and kisses?
No.
Never?
Not really, no.
How does he talk? When he sees you, what does he do? Does he go, hi, sweetheart?
Yeah, he'll give me a hug, but he's emotionally kind of distant. He's all in his intellect, he's analytical.
Yeah.
So he is a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wish you could just go, Daddy, I feel
Yeah.
hard in your lap.
He's embarrassed by my expressiveness.
Good. I want him to be more.
Yeah.
I want this right here.
Right.
Talk about this.
Okay.
Talk about the American dream and dad.
Okay.
You can never go negative yet.
Okay.
Too early.
Got it.
Okay? Everybody understand?
So, I had bought into the American dream. If I just worked my butt up, if I went to the top school, my future would unfold for me. But the thing is, that dream used to work. And it doesn't anymore because I didn't know who I was and what I wanted. That corporate job didn't work for me. So I spent the next 10 years trying to figure out what I was about and how I could fit into the world. My dad told me, I wasted $150,000 in your education and you came out with no marketable skills. And you know what? He was right. So I did what any self-respecting Ivy League grad did. I joined the circus. I spent the next 3 months working at Cirque du Soleil until I realized, that's not the life I was bred for. And I went back and went off to graduate school in London. And then I started my career working at agencies, being a documentary filmmaker, a writer, producer, director, running web and print projects and photography. And I did it really, really well, but I burnt myself out. And I was building everybody else's companies. I wasn't doing it on my terms, by my standards. I was doing it for them, and it wasn't as good as it could be. So I did it until I couldn't do it anymore. And even though it looked like success by everybody else's standards, it wasn't success by my own. So I jumped in my car, and I spent 5 weeks driving from California all over the coast of Vancouver, sleeping on beaches, eating kale and quinoa, and trying to figure out what the fuck do I do next, because I didn't know. I didn't even know what I knew how to do. I knew how to tell stories. I knew how to make things look good, really good. But I didn't know if this is marketable. How can I translate all of this into something? And then I realized that, you know what? I'm never going to be happy if I just fill a role. If I apply for a job and fill that role, I'm not going to be happy because that's not who I am. That's not expression of what I really want to do. This creativity that I had inside of me that I always had wasn't being expressed in this world that I was bred to live in. So if I was going to be happy, I had to create my own thing and do it completely on my own terms. Flash forward 3 years. I have my business. It's called liveyourmessage.com. And I work with experts and entrepreneurs and coaches and doctors and creators who really want to build a leading brand, a web presence, and a business doing what they love and to become the #1 authority at it. And it's my passion because I realize we can all do anything that we want to do and be anything that we want to be. But if I learned anything from my dad, I learned that you can't just have a pie-in-the-sky dream and fantasize about this life that you want to live for yourself. All right, I found my life purpose, right? But honestly, nobody cares about your life purpose if it never manifests in the world. If you don't ground that dream and step up and learn the tools and the strategies that you need to create your own success, that dream doesn't matter to anyone. So if there's one thing I learned, it's how to do that. And so now what lights me up is the fact that we all have the potential and the tools and the resources and the freaking internet to connect our message to everybody on the planet, and I love that. So, question I have for you is, what do you want to do with your life? And are you ready to make it happen? Ow!
This is rehearsal.
Yeah.
This has to be rehearsed over and over and over again. My biggest note to you, and then something you're always going to butt up against.
Right.
All of us have something we're going to butt up against always. It's just habits. Yours is going to be one thing. When you connect to a person, like that was a little bit general in that you were talking, you're kind of almost like lecturing. Okay? If you connect to people, you won't lecture. You'll actually give them your experience of your dad, and they'll really get it. So I want them to get a real visceral experience of your dad I see the emotion come up when you talk about it. So I know the love. And I have daughters. So I know what that relationship's like. It just arrests me.
Time.
Yeah, it's arresting for him and for you. I want that you've got to bring that into this room. You've got to bring him and that pain of not connecting to him into this room. But it can't be like he was bad and I was good and I did this and he did that. That's not what this is. Let us experience him. Let us decide if he's good or bad. You don't decide. He gave you something. He was there. Right? That's great. He was short on a few things. That's fine, because that gave you a lot of pain. And that gave you who you are. And you're so feminine, you're sexy, and beautiful. Yeah, that's what we want. Because you've gotten the rest. And I think like you can be that gal who just boom. But you can't be it the whole time. It's powerful. We like it. But go to the girl, go to dad, and get into that so that people go, I get her. My dad was kind of like that too. I'm going to work with her. They'll work with you if they feel empathy, if they feel that trust with you and your dad. Because we all had dads kind of like that. It's just a generation we grew up in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I keep going into the feelings about that. Okay? I think your goal would be, I think you might fall apart for a while during rehearsals. Like I did that for like about 3 months where I couldn't say any lines and I just would lay on the ground and shiver. Because I had to walk through that pain. And you're probably gonna have to do that if you really want to.
Yeah, I think I've done it a bit.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's never gonna end.
Right.
Okay, so there's no finish.
And that's the hard part too, is because I don't really want people to see the story, you know what I mean?
I know.
It's like I was gonna send it out to I told my list that I would post the story on my blog.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd go in and uncheck him for the one email.
Yeah.
I want to go out and then
Yeah.
recheck him for my list. But that's the hardest.
What if you check in with them and say, Dad, I'd like to tell this one story. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, well, I don't
I think you don't have that kind of relationship.
No, I don't think so. Because, yeah, look at the relationship where, we're in like Santa Fe and I'm just talking to me and myself and laughing and having a good time. He's like, shh, shh, just embarrassed because of the expressiveness. And so it's not.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
That was funny what you just did. Like, shh, shh, don't be so expressive.
Yeah, and I'm like,
here's a check. That's funny.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
And that's a lot of us were raised kind of like that, where dads weren't expressive. And that's why we're so want to be expressive, And that's your job, is to go and get those people and paint that picture for them with the emotion so that they feel it. And then they go, that's true of me too. I've had these dreams, yet I don't know how to get them out to the world. And this girl does. Because she's actually been through a lot of pain to understand how to do it. That's the only way. That's your biggest weapon that you have. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so keep going into the emotion. Okay, because you got this. You got, like, most of the time with my women, I have to work on this. Like this sexuality, like, hey, here I am. That's hard. You got that. You're like, look at you. Yeah. So the other part is soft.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the hard
little
part.
girl.
With all the
Yeah. But it's so nice on me when it comes out. Isn't it? Isn't it nice when she talks about her dad and her voice starts to crack? Do you want to see more of that? And that's the process. You're going to have to go through that over and over and over again. And just keep remembering. Like you said, oh, I've done this. I've been through that. Huh. Yeah. You're never going to get over the fact that you didn't get what you needed from him. Never. So get resolved on that. Never are you going to get over that. That's the rest of your life, is that communication. But how many of us need that? The whole audience out there that needs that, with most of the world. So that's good for you, because that means a lot of money, a lot of customers, a lot of people who need what you got.